Right, so here's an unboxing video. I know I'm still relatively new to like the whole slingshot online community, but how this came about, I got my first proper slingshot as an adult a few months ago, and it was the Simple Shot Scout. I didn't plan on getting anything really custom made this early on, but it was when I was going through Facebook and I saw there was a slingshot that had been made, and it was by Lee Harrison. So under me sling ting, I'll put a link in the description for the video. When I saw he had done a pumpkin themed slingshot, now me into horror movies, I was enthralled and like, oh, that's a nice Halloween touch to it. So I asked him if he could do what I had in my head. He seemed keen to do it. I said, I'm pretty sure that I'm asking the right person for this because of the good job he'd done on the Halloween themed pumpkin. So I gave him my idea and he said he could do that. So he's a great guy to deal with. There was lots of back and forth. So I gave him my initial idea. He sort of asked questions back and forth, said, well, how about this? And could we try this? And so there was a good banter back and forth. Then I got my kid to do a drawing. Now, anyone who's seen under me sling ting the channel, this is the Freddy Krueger slingshot. So if you watch that video, he puts an image up. Yeah, that was my kid's sort of digital drawing. When I asked my kid to do that, they said, I just said, look, I don't need it perfect, we just need a rough slingshot shape. This is more for the design. I want to get it over to Lee kind of how I picture this looking. So we got the picture sent over, and as I say, if you've watched the video of the Freddy Krueger build, he does put that image up, so I know the final product isn't exactly like that. So I want to point out that this was all part of the discussion back and forth. Lee was great. He's like, well, how about we try this? And then we're doing just tweaking different parts. He had some great ideas as well that he threw out. Again, if you saw the video, like the little filing in the handle to make it look a bit sort of battered and bruised and like worn. Like, I loved it. When he said that, I was like, capital letters, yes, like that works for me. So even during the process of building, there was lots of back and forth. Like, I really can't praise the guy enough. He's done so much and done an outstanding job. And at first I did say to him, don't post any pictures until I get it, because I'd like to have it in my hand and stuff like that. But as I saw the pictures that he was sending, I was like, yeah, okay, don't post pictures, because I really can't wait to see it, because I'm in Canada and he's in England, so it's going to take like 2 weeks to get here, even when he posts it. So that package is now here right in front of me. I've cut off any kind of identifying thing, so there's no addresses here. But as you see, this has not been opened. That flap is just where I tore off addresses. So we're going to open it together and see, because I know some people have said, like, or you hear it, like people say when you see a video of one of these like custom builds, they look amazing, but the camera doesn't do it justice. Because I know, coming from the tech world, the cameras, they adjust colours slightly, things don't look quite right, oranges don't look like the orange that it really is. So all I'm going to do is tilt, you see if I can tilt my camera down as much as I can. That looks like it'll work. So for those into knives, I don't have Spyderco money. This is a Kershaw, but I do love that Kershaw click. So let's open this bit by bit and see exactly how this interacts. So he did send me the slingshot and not an LED recessed light. So that's it, that's all that's in the package, the box. So get rid of that. Right, so, and again, like, you're seeing this as I'm opening it. Let's close this knife, because I'll put it on my nail just to show you, like, this is razor sharp. That's all how I test my knives. If I've got nothing else around, rest the blade on the nail, move it. If it doesn't move, that's sharp. So yeah, this thing's like a razor. So let's close that and move it out of the way. So first thing we've got is a little baggie here. There we go, we'll get that out of the light. Let's open this up. So I've got two pouches here, the red. So this red, now looking at it on my camera, it's showing up a little bit lighter and a little bit orange, but this is more like a maroon red. So that is going to really work well. And then we've got a yellow one. So I've got to go with the red. Then we have, it looks like maybe a sticker. Yep, so we've got an under my sling ting. Now I'm not going to say I know why the channel is that name, but I'm going from, because, and I think me and Lee are, well, I think in our chats we said, so we're roughly the same age, both like a Gen X kind of era. And in the UK there was like a drum and bass song called Under Me Slang Tang. So I don't know, maybe that's where he got the idea from, but yeah, I do love it. So a little sticker there. And my other sling is an STS. So what I'm going to do is just pop these back in there, because I'm at the age now where I forget things and where I put them, and I lose them very quickly. So I'm going to put that back in the bag and just chuck that in my desk drawer. Let's pull this out. Right. And again, you're seeing this, like, I haven't opened this, you're seeing this exactly how I got it. So he's obviously grabbed a box, like, all joking aside, he's grabbed a box that fit it perfectly to give it that good sturdy for shipping. So thumbs up on the shipping, and dispose of that. And I see plenty of bubble wrap. Plenty of bubble wrap. So that's one layer. And here's another layer. Taped up. So yeah, he's definitely taken his time and wrapped it up. Again, I'm not implying that other makers and that don't do this. I'm only just starting to buy a lot of these slingshots, so I'm just going by, this is the first one for an unboxing. And here we go, so we've got a nice little pouch. And the bubble wrap, we can dispose of that. Now, so again, and actually I'm going to look up at the camera, so we're going to see this at the same time, and I'll see it in the colour that you're seeing it as. So it is in there a bit tight, but there we go. That is the Freddy Krueger. And yes, I'm now going to look at it. So yeah, the camera is not showing exactly the colours it is. So this colour is definitely, on my camera it looks slightly orangey. That is not the colour that it is in my hand. It is definitely closer to a blood claret kind of colour. Now here's those little shavings that he said I said he done. So I don't know if they're showing up on camera, like the 4 swipes here. If you watch his making video, you see he says like at the end, it's like Freddy sort of swiped at it. But wow, there's his pin for his company logo. Now looking at these forks here, the other side because it's reversed, that is like a mirror. The camera doesn't justify how shiny that is. That is like I can see my face in that. Like, so this is exactly what I wanted. So it's a right hand hold. Now the whole design of when we were going back and forth again. So of course we've got the red and the green. If you're a Freddy Krueger fan, you know the old red and green sweater. Now this, again on camera, it's not. That looks kind of like a murky brown. It is not. That is like a very much an olive green. So there's like a brownish greenish tinge to it, which is perfect because if you know the story of Freddy, he was burned alive. And when you see some of the movies, like that jumper, it's not bright red, bright green. It's like a muddy, it's dirtied, it's burnt, it's not perfect. So there's those colours. Now the carbon in the middle, that was up to Lee, but he is right. Like I don't know if it shows up, but can you see next to that pin logo in the carbon? There's like red veins. That is excellent. So I really like that. Now, this fork, I said, and again, you've seen the video, like he does explain what we went through, the discussion. I wanted one fork brown to represent his hat, and then the other fork. At first, we started off. Let me tilt this camera up so you can see my face again. So I said I wanted one fork brown for the hat, and then the other fork something like that would represent the blades of Freddy's glove. So at first it started off as a, well, could you just get like a grey or something like that? I said I'd be happy with that, something that looks kind of like metallic. And it just went back and forth a bit more, and he came up with this now, like the metal. That is excellent. And I don't know if you saw, if you're watching a video, how he done it, and then he got the metal and the carbon, sort of layered them. Like this is, and if I put my thumb or just run my finger over it, like that's smooth. Like you can't feel a joint in there. Like you get like that feel of the carbon at this point, but like that, it's as if it's just one piece. Again, move my finger over here. Like there's no bumps or anything like that. So we've got a lanyard hole, so he does do, I think with his customs you can get it. When I first started talking and he said a bead, and I said, oh, what do you mean? And he does do like that, he'll do a bead that's the same as your frame. You've probably seen it in his others. I'm just not into the whole bead thing, so I just said no, I'll have it without, and I wanted it with clips. Now the back, when we first started discussing what should we do for the back, again, that is showing up like an orangey red on camera, but that is actually like a very much like a claret blood kind of colour. When he said what do you want for the back, and so we discussed back and forth what the choices were, and in the end I said red. It's got to be red for the blood of all the teenagers, and screw them, hey. But yeah, I went with clips. He does a wrap and tuck style. I can do wrap and tuck. I don't mind doing it, but I do prefer clips, because if I'm going to be shooting something often, I do want it just a quick change. So I don't mind wrap and tuck. I'll do it, but this is exactly what I was hoping for. So he's done a 90mm width, which is good because I like the wider frames. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this, and the fact that I've got a nice little bag to put it in, perfect, because I can keep it clean. Let me see, yeah, so it does go in fairly easily. It was just the way it was angled when it went in. So I'm probably going to band this up soon, not right now, but yes, it's done a few scratches on the back as well. And that was all request. Another thing you may, anyone who's observant, when you saw the image, it's about 1 minute 10 into the video of when he made this frame. We originally had like the 4 bits of silver going up, and when he was doing a back and forth for me, and if in the video he says like he sort of changed his mind at one point, and he was messaging me throughout and said, maybe we should try this. And then when we were discussing it, I said, well, could you do them, instead of them going upwards, could you do them at an angle? It just shows a bit more of like a finger effect like that. And you think with Freddy, he's not really like that. He's out at an angle and swiping. So it gave it that bit more of a Freddy feel to it. But I am very, very happy with this frame. And there will be a video of it once I've put some bands in there and started shooting it. But actually, because like I got this custom made, so what I'm actually waiting for, I've ordered some rubber shots. So I've got steel, I've got clay, but just to make sure that with a new frame, and especially something like this, I want to shoot it with the rubber balls first, just to make sure I'm not going to get straight. I don't want to first draw and I get a fork hit. I'd rather have like the rubber balls just to the first few, get used to it, and then I'll use clay. I don't even know, like maybe this is a hint for anyone else out there who's new. Build up to it like that, and then you're not going to ruin your slingshot. The worst you're going to get with clay, you might get a tiny little dent, but it's going to get dusty and dirty from it, and you're going to get like bits of dirt and dust spraying up in your face instead of a steel ball flying back into your eye. So yeah, I'm going to wait for those. Those are actually going to be turning up in the next day or so, and I'm going to use the rubber balls first, just to make sure that I am good with this frame, and because it's a different frame, different size, make sure everything lines up, and then I'll start going in with the clay and the shot. But yeah, thanks Lee. Like wow, like what I had in my head and from our discussions, I'm honestly speechless. Like, you pulled it off exactly like what I wanted. And it's funny because I even joked with Lee, oh, maybe I'll go for like the trifecta, and maybe I'll contact him to do like Jason and Michael Myers as well, but maybe later down the line. But hit the nail on the head. Experience dealing with Lee, A++, like 10 out of 10. Great guy. He's willing to discuss things and compromise and tell you what can and can't be done. Joking around with him all the time. Perfect. It was a great experience throughout. It's almost kind of a shame that it was over, and when he actually said he was sending it, it's like, oh, I've been enjoying this like banter. But yeah, so watch out for the video coming out with this banded up and me taking shots. And I suppose I'm being good here because I got through the video without saying